10,000 years ago, the face of Azeroth shifted forever. With the Legion's first invasion and the near crossing of Sargeras into the Great Dark Beyond via the Well of Eternity, Azeroth shattered. The events of the War of the Ancients have affected every other thing that has happened on Azeroth since, and is just one of the many reasons we're dealing with the massive Legion invasion we are now. But to understand our current events and put them into a much more clearer perspective, we must discuss the Legion's true purpose. And that is the complete and utter destruction of all existence. While the demons of the Burning Legion have always been about rampant destruction, when Sargeras fell and took control of them, he gave the demons want and need to burn everything to the ground a direction, a purpose. Sargeras has a purpose, and now we are starting to get hints of what that purpose truly is. The demon hunters, including Illidan, have a much clearer picture of what is actually happening, not just here on Azeroth, but stretching across the Great Dark Beyond. The Burning Legion isn't just trying to destroy Azeroth. They are wiping out all life in the universe, and they have very nearly succeeded. Azeroth is one of maybe a dozen inhabited worlds left in the Great Dark Beyond that have not been conquered and destroyed by the Legion. We are one of the last bastions of creation. However, Azeroth is not merely in danger from the Legion. Azeroth is particularly important because she is a nascent titan, who will be believed to have the capability of becoming the most powerful titan ever born, including Aman'Thul. So powerful, in fact, that she could destroy the ancient enemies of the Pantheon, the Void Gods. However, Azeroth is still some time from ascending to her true form. When she was discovered, back when the Pantheon still strode the stars, back before the ordering of the world, she was infested by agents of the Void Lords, beings we came to know as the Old Gods, Sithun, Y'Shaarj, Yogg-Saron, and N'Zoth. It is here that we find the real threat. Sure, the Legion is still pretty damn threatening, but if there was an ultimate evil to be had in the universe, it would be the Void Lords. The Void Lords are creatures of shadow and consumption. They are vampiric and parasitic, and seek to force creation to consume itself until there is nothing left but the stillness of oblivion. They come from nothing, entropy made flesh. They are beings constructed of the remnants of what existed before existence. They are creatures of vast cosmic nothingness, and seek to return the universe to that primal state. As such, they themselves cannot exist in our world. They are antithetical to existence, a rejection of the very concept of existence. They hate it because existence creates. It creates distinctions and boundaries. It creates life, and because of this, the Void Gods seek to destroy everything. Surprisingly, this is very different from what Sargeras is trying to do. The Void Lords, who by their very definition cannot exist in the Great Dark Beyond, think of them as the theoretical antimatter and ponder what would happen should matter and antimatter collide. Discovered that they too could create. Long ago, the Void Lords discovered existence served as a cradle for beings of vast power. We know these beings as world souls, and we know that world souls become titans, and once they existed, these powerful beings could be turned to serve any purpose. Much like children, world souls know little of right and wrong. The Void Lords realized that they could infect these infantile proto-titans soon enough, before the Pantheon could influence them, and before they could grow to adulthood, when the Void Gods would not be able to influence them at all. They could have the perfect weapon. However, The Void Gods had no way of knowing which planets were world souls, so they did the only thing they could. They created thousands of seed beings and hurled them into the cosmos, figuring some of them would end up on world souls. They did, in fact, manage to find 2 nascent world souls this way. Here is where Sargeras and Azeroth come back into the picture. During his time with the Pantheon, Sargeras came across a void-corrupted nascent world soul. Unsure of what had happened, but knowing it could not be good, Sargeras began searching for answers about this new threat. While the Void Lords were very well informed about the Titans knew nothing of the Void. He captured a group of powerful Nathrazim who had come to this corrupted world to bask in the Void's energies and interrogated them. The Nathrazim revealed what they had learned, that if the Void could completely corrupt a world soul before its ascension, it would awaken as an unspeakably dark creature that no power in creation could stand against. It would consume all matter and energy in the universe, and it would destroy everything. Sargeras realized that while the Pantheon were searching for world souls, so were the Void Gods, and he knew any world soul as corrupted as the one before him would be impossible to destroy if it was awakened. And so Sargeras took up his mighty blade, Gorshalak, and sundered the world soul, killing it instantly and destroying the old gods that had so poisoned such a noble life. After this, Sargeras returned to his brethren and told them of what he had learned. He reasoned that only by burning away all of creation and starting over with a clean slate could they stop the Void Lord's plans for eradicating everything. Life had bloomed once in the great nothingness of the cosmos. He was certain it would again. The other Titans, however, were horrified by the thought and berated him for acting so rashly. Surely they, with all of their combined might, could have purified the world soul. But Sargeras knew his kin would never see reason. He left them then, and went to meditate on the fate of the universe. We all know what he chose to do. He released all of the demons he had imprisoned on the world of Mardum, and gave himself fully over to the rage and fellfire. The destruction of Mardum tore a hole, breaching the veil between the twisting nether, home of the demonic hordes, and the great dark. Thus started his burning crusade. Meanwhile, Azeroth, a yet undiscovered and potent world soul, had been seeded by the Void Lords. 4 old gods, Y'Shaarj, Sithun, Yogg-Saron, and N'Zoth, have effectively divided the primary landmass on the face of the planet up between them and had begun sinking roots in. Their power was so great that even the 4 elemental lords who lived there previously were forced into servitude to these powerful and dark creatures. This became known as the Black Empire, and it was from here that the old gods began their corruption. However, while the old gods served the Void, they did not agree. For many years, they warred amongst themselves, notably N'Zoth warring against Yogg-Saron and Sithun. Fortunately for Azeroth and us, Agramar, Sargeras' apprentice, discovered Azeroth and saw the old gods upon it. The Pantheon then descended upon Azeroth to do battle with the old gods, and it was because of this division that the Pantheon was able to succeed. Had the old gods not been warring amongst themselves, it would have been nearly impossible for the Titans to defeat them, let alone contain them. The Titans then ordered the world, creating beings to watch over it, and placed upon it a great font of arcane power, the Well of Eternity. Certain that this world soul, known as Azeroth, was safe from void corruption, the Pantheon left and walked amongst the stars once again. It was out there amongst the stars that they died at the hand of Sargeras. With no one left to oppose him, Sargeras and his burning legion began their march across reality. And little did the Pantheon know, prior to their deaths, that their containment of the old gods was incomplete. Yogg-Saron, the lucid dream, Hope's End, slowly began breaching his prison, infecting many of the Titan constructs that had been left to safeguard Azeroth with the Curse of Flesh, and creating what we now know as the Emerald Nightmare. Sithun slept beneath the sands of Ahn'Qiraj until he was finally destroyed. The final shadows of Y'Shaarj have been eradicated with the destruction of his heart in Pandaria, and N'Zoth is still believed to be trapped beneath the bottom of the sea. That was a lot of lore, but why does this matter to you? With the current Legion invasion, that is basically what your RP is about. The invasion that's taking place right now is important to understand the Legion's logic, or rather Sargeras' logic, because Sargeras' logic is the Legion's logic. Sargeras has seen firsthand what the Void can actually do. While Sargeras does, in fact, want to destroy everything, he is doing it for what he believes is the right reason. To seed the universe with the ashes of the old so that new life can begin without the corruption of the Void. It is speculated that, in the end, after he has destroyed everything else in the Great Dark Beyond, he will turn the Legion upon itself and allow even himself to be consumed by fellfire and destroyed. But will this destroy the Void? Is Sargeras' logic sound? Will destroying everything in creation ultimately force the Void Lords to destroy themselves? Might there be some parallel between the forces of Azeroth and the forces of the Burning Legion should this come to light? Or are we going to have to destroy the Legion first before we tackle the ultimate evil of the universe? Well, that is going to be it from me for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to comment below and don't forget to subscribe. I also have a Patreon. The link is in the description box below, as well as up in my channel header art. So if you want to help me improve my video quality, make sure you stop on by and donate. Remember, your donations go directly to things to improve the quality of my videos and may lead to more videos per week. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and I will see you again in Azeroth.